Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
So today we are assembled here to discuss about the case study in optical fiber communication. That especially how the optical fiber communication, this technology can be used, deployed in the VLSI. That's VLSI. Everyone knows that's a trending now. That's a chip manufacturing IC. In that design, how we can implement this optical sensors and detectors to increase the mobility of ICs. Okay, so you know very well that electron plays a very vital role in the IC, that is integrated circuits. So if you take MOSFET, there are source is there and drain is there and the gate is there, right? So the FET actually it is a voltage control device. That means by adjusting the gate voltage, we can have the some mobility, the speed of the electron can be adjusted. The current value will be controlled from source to drain. So here the challenge is we can minimize the substrate by minimizing the distance of the source to drain, right? Source to drain. We can have the speed. Speed of the mobility can be increased of the electron, but at the same time, when you are decreasing the source to drain, what happens? There will be some other effects, some parasitic effects, some tunneling effects will take place. So that will create some other problem. Though it has a mobility, that will create some other problem. So it is a trade-off actually. One can be achieved by ignoring another, right? So based upon our requirement, right? So we can go for any kind of things, right? So at this time. At present, right, the mobility of the electron mobility is a major part since we have a high speed of operation mobility takes place. So how we can implement the optical sensors and detectors in the IC technology, that is a MOSFET technology, to increase the mobility is a very important thing, right? So this is the major thing. So we have several things we can do by sizing, scaling, sizing, reducing the layouts and power consumption is there. Many concepts are there in VLSI, but here we are going to discuss about the transmission current, source to drain through channel, how the mobility can be increased by means of optical sensors and detectors. So this is the outline. So you can share your views on this regard. This is actually a case study because in one industry that leading industry failed to achieve this thing, mobility. They gone for some other method, but they couldn't be able to achieve the method, mobility. So here our case is why we can't why can't we choose the optical, incorporate the optical concept in VLSI by implementing this can be given as an idea to the industry, right? That so I need your opinion also, your suggestions, so that you are becomes what the Gen Z students, right? So you could have a multiple number of innovations, right? You have an idea, you can share your ideas on this report. Okay, just start.
Yes, sir. I like to share this idea. First of all, we have to know what is a sensor because we are dealing with optical sensors in this case study. And in this case, first sensor is a physical quantity which changes into electrical signals, and it can communicate with the sensors to sensor communication is possible. And using sensor is in various fields, but in the optical side we are using for light. Light is the main source for opticals because the word optic stands for light, and the light sensor is light sensor.
And also the light has the speed of 3 × 10⁸ meters per second. That's the main thing.
So we are using optical sensor in this MOSFET too, and optical sensor which converts light to its electrical form, and the sensing is based on that. It is used in the real-time application like barcodes and etc. And optical detectors is also in this area where the electrical
signal will be converted back to the optical form. Okay, right. This is the concept. So as Maithili said, so that actually the optical which is being used in barcode scanning and in your shopping malls, you could have seen the interest shops. You have some tags, right? The tag and all you can scan by the optical machines, and also OMR sheets. Could you hear about OMR? Optical emission reading. So that is in the NPSC, that kind of exams you got, right? You can you should only fill up by the blue black pen. That means that sheet will be given to the machine. Wherever you are there, that machine having the answer. Wherever the black mark is matches, then that will be awarded as a OME. That is optical machine, OME. So that was the application. So how we can use this optical detector or source, that is sensor, in the MOSFET is a very important thing. So let us see what is MOSFET and the thing. So we can share the report.
Sir, we can implement the optical sensor in
MOSFET. So actually MOSFET is, we are going to study the VLSI. MOSFET is metal oxide semiconductor field and transistor. It is one of a device which is operated by means of changing the voltage. By changing the voltage by the gate, we can change the characteristics. I mean the current probability, whatever it is. So that's the thing.
Optical sensor we can implement it to source to drain, sir.
Source to drain you can implement so that the mobility can be possible. Because since it has the speed, as rightly said, 3 into 10 power of 8 meters per second. Okay. Then what's your thing?
Sir, we can implement into MOSFET the source to drain, the mobility speed will increase. On-speed mobility, first of all, mobility is in speed, first of all.
Mobility is not actually speed, it is a movement. When the electron have a movement. See, if you are moving from this place to that place, that is mobility. Why your phone has name as mobile? That means you are taking anywhere. Wherever you are taking. So that is mobility. So the communication is possible when you are moving. So that is called mobility. Comes to the picture here is mobile. It's not about speed. Okay.
We can increase the speed of mobility. We can increase the mobility of MOSFET. We implement a MOSFET using optical fibers. We can increase the speed of
this speed, right? So according to this, what we can conclude, as I said, the mobility. Finally, the thing is here, though we are using incorporated that we do not have. Demonstrated, right? We have discussed now, and later part, after a couple of days, we can implement in a simulation whether our idea works out. If it works out, we can immediately share this idea to the leading industries, which whom they require now. Then we can collaborate with the industry by putting some MOU, memorandum of understanding, so that you can utilize the industry resources. So thanks for your time. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thanks.